First of all, I would like to discuss with you the different foreign object classes that we see. First of all, we have hard and sharp foreign objects, and these include things like metal, hard plastic and glass, wood, stone, and of course product-related foreign objects like bones, teeth, and for example seeds. Next to the hard and sharp foreign objects, we also have soft and flexible foreign objects, and these include things like rubber, soft plastics, insects, and also again product-related soft or flexible foreign objects like skin if you're processing meat or fish, or just product lumps if you're working with a lot of powders, for example. And each of these classes have specific hazards linked to them. So if we look at the hazards which are related to hard and sharp foreign objects, of course you can cut yourself. You can cut yourself in your lips, inside your mouth, or even in your intestines. You can also get damage to teeth or have choking. If you look at the hazards for soft and flexible foreign objects, usually those hazards are really limited to choking. And if we look at the risks which are linked to these hazards, we can see the following. For the hard and sharp objects, there are actually some guidance rules from the FDA, which you can find in the CPG section 555.425. And these stipulate that any hard or sharp foreign objects which are larger than 7 millimeters and smaller than 25 millimeters can be harmful for people in general. But you also need to factor in that for smaller foreign objects, so smaller than 7 millimeters, they actually also pose a risk for very young children and for elderly people. For the soft and flexible foreign objects, choking of course is a risk, and that's where you can actually purchase a test tube, and you can already find it on Amazon, that allows you to insert the foreign objects and really see whether it might be a risk for choking or not. Knowing the hazards, knowing the risks is one thing, but knowing your sources is actually where it all starts. So let's have a look at the different sources of the foreign objects. First of all, metal. Metal typically comes from your equipment where bolts and nuts can be vibrating loose, or some parts might just snap off. And of course with the harvesting process. And that actually goes for most of the foreign objects, because if you really look into the fields, if you work with raw agricultural commodities, you will find almost anything. And literally we've seen anything going from plastic to glass to wood, even to full hand grenades that we found in products coming from the fields. So those are included always, I would say, with harvesting. But metal usually is coming from your equipment. Hard plastic, of course, we have plexiglass screens or Lexane screens in our factories, but also we use plastic pallets and plastic utensils. And that's where some piece of plastic can easily chip off, fall onto the floor, but also in the end up in your product. Of course, very well known, we have glass in our windows, in our lamps, and looking glasses in the production lines, and that's where we usually have a glass inspection plan. We also see a lot of wood in our factories. We use wooden pallets, and again the harvesting process or the product itself, like stems from apples and so on, can be seen as a foreign object. Stones are usually introduced through the harvesting process. There should not be a source of stone in your factory usually, but unless if you're reconstructing something, it might still happen. And of course we have the product related hard foreign objects, and of course they come in with your product.